Lies of P just released its first patch, which includes balance changes, bug fixes, and among others. Not really a lot, but I will list them down and give my thoughts about them. First of all, the balance adjustments. For bosses, Fallen Archbishop Andreas, King of Puppets Phase 1, and Simon Manus the Awakened God Phase 2 had their HP values decrease, while Simon also had his damage and stance nerf. They also increased the Spectre's HP and damage. This is where I think players will have mixed reaction on these changes. For me, I'm currently in New Game Plus 2, and fighting those bosses in New Game Plus was such a grind, since we didn't really get any significant damage upgrades and how our stat scaling diminishes up to a certain point. For the new game, I didn't felt the bosses were too tanky or that they were a grind to fight, but that is just my opinion. I do like they nerf only the HP for most of them and not the damage. For the Spectre, I don't care. I don't use them and it's up to the player if they want to or not use them. For certain field monsters, they decrease their HP. They are more easily and frequently staggered with increased duration of the stagger window. They also decrease the HP of the butterflies. This is a welcome change for me, especially if those certain field monsters spawn back after resting at a Stargazer. I wish they specified which monsters they were, but I guess that's for the player to find out. Drop rates were changed for Moonstone type and Ergo items. Ergo rewards of certain monsters that appear after the Lorenzini arcade were increased. For the Ergo items, I don't feel this was needed. I have a surplus amount of Ergo items even on my first playthrough. Granted, the only time I use them is when I'm close to a level up or I want to buy something from a vendor. I guess this is for the players who want to try a lot of builds and weapons. For the character progression reset, you can now respec at the gold coin tree and they adjusted the amount required for the respec. I don't remember the cost for respecking before the patch because I only use it once, but here are the new costs. Additional changes include more weight for each point spent on capacity. That is gonna make me change the amount of points I invested in capacity. They also decreased the weight of boss amulets. I thought that was just a balance thing since some of the boss amulets are strong. With the new changes to the weight, maybe I can now carry a second weapon without getting the heavy animations. Players will now be able to land attacks better when using Fable Arts that consume 3 or more slots. This includes Fable Arts that stack. Successfully performing the Fable Art Guard Parry will now break the monster's stance. I can't give a proper assessment for this change since I stopped using weapons that uses 3 Fable slots and handles with Guard Parry. You may have noticed in the video that the UI now uses PlayStation prompts. They also added that in the update. This is the thing I want to have in all PC games, is to have a proper button prompts depending on the controller you are using. There are bug fixes, but I won't talk about it, and they fix a typo at the end credits, which they misspelled the name of the author of Pinocchio. That is it for the video. If you want to read and have a look of the patch notes for yourself, link is in the description. Overall, it is a good patch in my opinion, and I would like to hear yours in the comment section. Do you think they are catering too much, or the nerfs and changes are justified? Thanks for watching.